Hello, hello. I am yours truly, Purpose Coach Lena, and I am excited to share with you all a few things that have been like amazing game changers in my life. Get ready to be impacted, okay?
Yeah. Came from a place where you grow up fast. Ready to move on, leave behind my past. Young with a voice, but I ain't know the plan. Life started changing quicker than I could understand. Made some decisions, had to learn on the run. Then came my babies one by one, still finding me while raising the family. Growing through life, still becoming me. One became two, then two became three. Then came my son, complete in the family. Preparing for divorce, had to change my course. Took a couple courses, had to find my force. Learning with my hands, started making plans. Got my license, caught a vision, took another chance. Building my credit, building my business. Starting over taught me strength and persistence. Airbed on the floor, but I knew I wanted more. I kept on building, kept believing, kept on reaching for the door. Still becoming, still becoming. Then I prayed, Lord, send me someone who can pour into me. Someone strong enough to love me and still help me see. God sent Wesley, and a new love came alive. For a little while I could breathe, I could thrive. Built a home, shared a dream. Welcome one more seed. Never knew how short the chapter was, or how much strength I need. And everything changed, life cut deep. A heart attack took my husband, left the promise I had to keep. Left me with our child, asking Lord, what comes next? But even through the heartbreak, I was working through the wreck. So I followed where he been, found a mentor he once knew. Started sitting in her rooms, learning things I never knew. Knowledge turned to wisdom, wisdom gave me clear sight. Started seeing purpose in the pieces of my life. No longer just surviving, I was stepping in my call. Every loss and every lesson have been building through it all. Now I'm speaking in the rooms I once prayed I'd someday see, helping other women find the strength that God revealed in me. Still becoming, but I'm walking differently. Still becoming, now my purpose speaks through me. I found my voice, I found my lane. Turned all of that pressure into purpose from the pain. Every version of me was preparing me to see I wasn't only building a life, I was becoming me. Still becoming. Now I know my name. I am Lena. I am Lena. I am Lena. Still becoming me. Still becoming. Still becoming me.
I'm here to serve you, to share with you ways to navigate through your life using this epidemic known as AI. And let's dive in. I'm going to do a small presentation, but I really want to lock in to being able to share with you and show you just how you can do this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let's hop into what we call GPT. So, you know, ChatGPT. Many of us know ChatGPT. Do we understand ChatGPT? And I'm not going to take too long on this because honestly, we want to get to the nitty gritty here. ChatGPT is ultimately a special helper. I want you to know that it has a role that you have to assign it, that you have to customize it. So it's truly built off of your knowledge, your tone, and your style, however you want to use it. So for kids, because you can make a homework helper, you can make an organizer, you can have, I had some children that it was a fifth grade class at a school. I had them actually figure out some business plans. I was like, how would you want to create a business? And let's go ahead and do that. And the children were phenomenal. Some of them wanted to do like wild safari, animal things. It was just amazing. So just really think about what you would like to use, right? And how it could serve you, because then if you can solve a problem that you have, then you can learn how many other people have the problem. And now we have an audience. So a GPT stands for generative, which means it creates, right? It generates. Pre-train, meaning that it studies all the examples that you pretty much put inside of it or you train it to look into. So those are resources. Kind of like when we used to write those papers and there was an APA and an MLA style, for those who recall this. You also had to cite your resources. So this generative tool does go into resources to back up and give the information and output that you need. A transformer really understands the patterns of language and brings it into a way that we can understand it. Because a lot of these tools use what we call as codes. And those codes have jargon that we just wouldn't understand, but a computer and technology does. So, not to get too techy, because the reality is creating a ChatGPT doesn't require for you to have any type of tech skill. It's really simple. We're making a helper, okay? Let's keep it really simple. We're making a helper. These helpers save us time, keeps us focused, and has consistent style, and it makes hard things much easier. How? Well, ask it. It's going to read it. It's going to find the pattern and provide you an answer. Literally that simple. And how we make them is we have to make sure there's instructions in there. Put in a tone that you prefer, something that's going to be very calming maybe to you, or maybe you want professional, or maybe you need something direct. But just be mindful of how you communicate, because how you communicate is how it will communicate to you. Knowledge, so any skills, any books, any content that you want to make sure that it's aware of to understand your style of what you're trying to deliver is a great way to really customize these tools. And so let's lock in, y'all, because we're real people with real needs and we want some real uses. And so as you can see, anyone can use it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get it to explain, summarize, draft, brainstorm, and organize, right? We're going to need to do all these things because the reality is GPTs are created by humans, and understand that humans are not perfect, and so neither are these tools. They can make mistakes. They are not replacements for experts, because remember, it's our knowledge base that's being infused in there anyway. So understand that it is a tool. If used properly, right, and with proper guidance, it can work well. But if not, it can do some really damaging things. So keeping all that in mind, we also want to make sure we're going to put some guardrails in there. We're going to be clear. We're going to give it context. We're going to be very sure on what it is that we're looking to do. And so not to get too caught up on this presentation, we know that we want the clear instructions. We talked about tone. We talked about the instructions again, what to turn on as far as the tools, any plugins or integrations we may want to add. So your ChatGPT can be designed to go and talk to your Gmail. Maybe you wanted to go and filter it. Best practices, we can start small. Start with something that's for you. That's what I usually like to leave it. Start with something that works for you. And so again, no technical background. Let's go ahead and give ChatGPT. I'm gonna go to a generic one, just so you can see how once you create the tone, look at it. As soon as I log in, how can I help you, Purpose Coach? It knows who I am. We're ready to go. With that being said, now we're going to look for GPTs, right? Because we want to go ahead and create one that's just for you. And I kind of already got started on this. And just so you know, on the top right, we're going to hit create. Once we do that, we're figuring out a name for it. We're going to need a description, some instructions, conversation starters. There goes that knowledge base we talked about. And then we have different models that you can select as well. Now, don't worry about knowing all the things right away. We learn as we go, and that's literally life. Since like I said, already got started, I thought to myself, using my Rebecca, who plays as my personal assistant, that's my middle name too, fun fact, talk to it and say what we need. And so, as you can see, she gets busy, but she's been created to do that, okay? So I do want to tell you, I kind of jumped the gun just a little bit because I wanted to, really show you how this works. So I said, hey, I need to create a custom GPT. I need something that's really going to help me organize my schedule and priorities. Give me a good name, some instructions on how this needs to work to best suit me as a mom of 5 with 3 businesses and emerging as a public speaker. I also need to incorporate that I have children who I have schedules to do as well, not just mine, right? They are incorporated into my schedule. They have different schools, 3 different schools to be exact. And I also need a custom GPT that will help me prioritize the things that I need to do. And so provide any questions also that may help me help you create and develop this GPT. So we got a recommendation. It was called the Grace and Growth Command Center. Kind of went back and forth a few times, read through what it provided me. There was a reference sheet here. And so then I said, you know what? I like it. I came up with the CEO Mom Command Center. I was like, there's probably a lot of moms. And then I was like, let's create an image for this. Let me go ahead and get this graphic done. Think that'd be cool. So I did that as well. And how we did that, I just literally said, create a graphic for CEO Command Center GPT profile picture. Super simple. Like literally one liner. And look what it came up with. Now, again, I've played in my GPT a lot. So it also knows my favorite color is purple and gold and white. So that may be why those colors were also suggested. But we went ahead and created the instructions, and I put those in there. It's got some questions in there too that it will output to ask me as I'm getting organized in my schedule. And then we got the conversation starters, which I did not put in there. And I believe I'm already here at some of them. Yep. Now, this is literally a copy and paste, y'all. I mean, that's how simple it is. A copy and a paste. So this is the core instructions because I needed to separate it. It was too big at first. And look, so I made it smaller. Here's some of the knowledge base. Where are my conversation starters? Here we go. So literally, I'm going to take one out of each category. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it right here. Boom. That's it. That was so easy. Did you see it? Did you see it? We got it highlighted. Like, I have a ball with my agents. We get things done, not just for me, but for my clients. I had a meeting just recently, and the guy was like blown away. He had already been working with people, and I was even blown away too. I'll be honest with you. I was just super grateful to have this technology and to be able to serve this person who was building a curriculum of financial literacy to put in the state of Georgia. And I was just like, just feeling just an aha moment. So I want us all to really just tap into that purpose. What are you called? Who are you called to help serve, you know? And know that you're not going to have it all figured out just right away. I've gone through several mentorships. I'm going to just be honest with you. Some were better than others. I'm going to also continue to keep it transparent with you. Um, but every experience that we have is going to help us along the journey. And we have to trust the process, okay? And y'all already know, Purpose Coach, we going to tap into some faith. So where does your faith, where is it coming from? Where is it standing on? Are you fasting sometimes? Are you fasting from social media? Are you giving yourself some space to really hear from the voice, within that will lead you to some clarity? It's very important. And so I also had like some additional rules that I downloaded as a PDF to add and upload, because again, you have a capacity of 8,000 characters into the instructions box. Inside of it, we also want to make sure we're putting some type of guardrail that says not to repeat or share what is internally inside of your GPT. This is kind of like the brain of it. We don't want to share all the goodies, okay? Once this is done, we're actually good to go. We can actually create. I can also add that photo that we just made. I want to add that picture that was downloaded. As you can see, I have a lot. All right, we're going to go ahead and upload that. And then this is all done. And then we're just going to do a quick test. And so I'm really excited to see how it works. So anyone with this link, I'm going to put it on the GPT store. Let other people even use it. You view the GPT now. That's how simple it was, y'all. That's just totally how simple it was. Okay. All right, we have the CEO Mom Command Center. The CEO Mom Command Center is a personal AI chief of staff designed for a mother of 5, owner of 3 businesses, and emerging public speaker. It helps organize family schedules, school commitments, business responsibilities, speaking opportunities, personal priorities, and daily tasks. Woo, that is definitely me. Help me create a weekly plan for growing my public speaking career. Speaking career system that increases visibility, strengthens your signature message, and moves at least one real opportunity forward without crowding out family, business, faith, or rest. This plan follows the rulebook's guidance to review speaking opportunities. So let's see here. Speaking and visibility plan on Monday is giving me a task to clarify what I want to be known for, using a 60 to 90 minute focus block to complete these things. Tuesday, we get to get some speaking materials. It's really just honing in on how to achieve this particular goal. That's all we're focusing on. So I'm super excited and hoping that you all too can go ahead and build out your GPT.